Welcome back to Irish Mice, guys, and today we are working again on our Sonoma truck. We are getting this thing on the ground today, spun around and getting ready for the engine to put in. All we have to do here is a lot of torque settings, tighten up all these front end bolts, get the tires on, and then we can be ready for our engine. Alright guys, welcome back to Irish Mice. Like I said, today we're going to be messing with the front end here, setting everything to torque specs and getting the truck on the ground. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on your post notifications. It helps us out. Like and comment below whatever you think about our build here. We also have a new merch store. I'll put a link up here to that description. If you're new to this channel and it's the first time you're seeing this Sonoma, this is the Sonoma that we are using for our LT1 T56 transmission swap, V8 swap. So I will post a link up here as well to the playlist for all these videos I'm doing on this truck. So we come a long way. We rebuilt the whole front end basically, and we're getting ready to put the motor into the engine. But first, like I said, we have to torque all of our new equipment down to spec, and we're going to spin the truck around so that it's a little easier to put the motor in from the front instead of trying to wheel it around here on the engine hoist. It'll just work out better. So let's go ahead. We'll get all these things torqued down. Let's do it. All right, so as you can see here, I went ahead, just kind of laid this spindle on the lower ball joint here and painted the backs of both sides, ones over there, just because once it's up, I won't have easy access to it like I do now. So this is all painted with the Pour 15, and we're gonna go ahead and torque these new ball joints down to spec. It looks like the upper ball joint, it looks like these get torqued down to 17 foot-pounds, and then we will move this up to here, connect the two, and then this ball joint here, the upper ball joint gets torqued to 61 foot-pounds of torque, and the lower ball joint gets 83 foot-pounds. So we'll bring that up. We'll get our jack to kind of mimic what it would be lowered to the ground, because you want to torque all this stuff as the weight sits on it. We don't have too much weight here because we're missing an engine, but we'll do the best we can. So we'll torque these down, upper and lower ball joint down, and then we have some work to do in here, the rest of that. So let's do this first and see how we do. Have a little bit of a struggle getting this knuckle on, just because there's no weight on the front of this motor, so the lower control arm really doesn't, bend upwards, because it's just lifting the whole truck up. So what I ended up having to do is take a break, and next day we went over and grabbed a ratchet strap and kind of ratchet strapped that, kind of squeezed it together, and then we connected. We were able to get both the upper and the lower control arm nuts on there, and then from there we were just able to tighten it up. I'm not going to torque these down just yet, only because we should torque these under full load. We won't have a full load until the motor's in the truck. So what we're going to do is just tighten them down as best we can, which I already did, and we'll just move on from there. Once the motor's in, we can go back and hit those two. I am going to go ahead and torque this guy down. This is for our the end link here, tie rod end link. That's going to be 40 foot-pounds of torque, only because this doesn't necessarily move as much as the upper and lowers do. So we're going to torque those down, as well as these upper control arm nuts back here. There's two over there, two there. We're going to torque those down as well. They're 65 foot-pounds. So we're going to do those. We're going to do this. I'm going to do a stabilizer link there. That is 33 foot-pounds. These brackets under here, I am missing one, but those nuts get torqued down to 24 foot-pounds. I'm missing it here. I have it over there, so we'll do it over there when we get there. Also, this steering pump, the steering pump gets 20 foot-pounds, looks like. So we'll go ahead and do those as well. So I'm going to kind of work my way from right to left here, and then when we get to that side, I'll kind of show you how I did the this ratchet strap. This ratchet strap's a little small, I'll be honest. It was a little hairy there for a second, but it did work. It's a fairly new one, so it's was able to man. If you plan on doing this and you have a larger one, I would definitely recommend a wider one that handle more strength there. So all right, so let's get to work. Like I said, upper control arm, sway bar linkage, we'll do those, and this tie rod end, mounting bolts for the power steering pump, and we'll get back to you once I'm done those. Okay, next we're going to tackle these lower control arm to frame nuts. This one up front I think is 94 foot-pounds. Yes, 94 foot-pounds, and the rear is 66 foot-pounds. We'll do these two on this side, these two on this side, get those four knocked out. All right, we got those tightened down. So now let's work on the steering components here. They basically said that this was 10 to 12, and then back it off to put the nut on, or put the cotter pin in. And then these, they don't necessarily say, but I'm just gonna put these down with the tie rod ends, which were 40 foot-pounds. So we'll do this 40 foot, this 40 foot. We'll do this as well, 40 foot-pounds. Actually, probably do this the same as this, which is 10, and then back it off a little bit. And then we'll do these 55 foot-pounds, just like this side. I ended up having to readjust these to 55 foot-pounds because I had gotten the wrong torque specs for that. So 55. We'll do 10, 40, 40. And this one is saying 26 foot-pounds here. So we'll do that as well. All right, so let's get these ones knocked out here. All right, we shored up all these bolts here. I am gonna go back and torque these correctly. I held off only because there's a couple, like this big nut down here for the pitman arm to the steering gearbox. I don't have the socket for that just yet. So what we're going to do is jump onto this other side here, and I'm going to take you through the process of me meeting the upper and lower control arm with that ratchet strap. Try to get those knocked out, get that steering linkage or the tie rod end over to that knuckle, and then for the most part this guy should be ready to roll. So we got this side all buttoned up. We lost the strap here. But otherwise, yeah, everything's together. We can throw the wheels on. But I think for today, I've run out of time. So we'll have to get to that a little bit later. All right, it is the next day. So why don't we go ahead and throw some tires on this thing, get them pumped up, and see if we can get this thing on the today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on post notifications to catch the next one. Also, like I said, you can get cool Average Mike merch. Not like this shirt, but Average Mike logo. We have Master Mike logo, hood, t-shirts, hoodies, everything, even water bottles. So I will post a link in the description. You guys want to check it out, purchase something, help out your boys. That'd be cool. We're definitely moving along as far as views and subscribers and what have you. So it's definitely helping us out. It allows us to put money into more builds and looks more promising future for us. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.